Welcome back to the curious case of Imaginary Ernie. You are about to view tape 2 in this intriguing series. Like its predecessor and the tapes yet to be explored, this presentation has been meticulously digitized from an aging VHS tape originating from the late 1990s. The origins of these tapes remain shrouded in mystery, as does the identity and the intentions of their creator. What is clear, however, is that they are peculiar in their essence, informative and well-crafted for their time, yet undeniably strange. This installment delves into the chilling aftermath of the devastating preschool fire, continues the unsettling saga of Ernie's kids, investigates the mysterious circumstances surrounding Jenora Crabtree's untimely death, and more. Each frame, each distorted soundbite is a piece of a larger, darker puzzle we continue to piece together. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the shadows of the past as we unravel more of this compelling mystery. Let us begin tape 2 of the curious case of Imaginary Ernie.
Welcome to the Merritt Island Police Department. The following is a brief segment of video recovered from the only functioning security camera located on the premises at the time of the incident. Fortunately, the device had been recording to a VCR stored in the supply room, and the tape remained intact and playable, despite the damage sustained during the fire. This footage was initially classified as confidential by the Merritt Island Police Department, but has since been declassified for further review. Notably, the subject captured in the video appears to display an expression more consistent with joy than with fear or malice, a detail that is particularly striking given the nature of the subsequent events. Jenora Crabtree most likely entered the preschool facility unaccompanied, presumably utilizing her personal key. The timestamp on the recovered video footage indicates that this recording was captured approximately 4 minutes prior to the initial outbreak of the fire. The cause of the fire remains undetermined. No identifiable ignition sources, such as electrical malfunctions, accelerants, or incendiary devices, were located during the course of the investigation. Further forensic analysis has yielded no conclusive evidence to explain how the fire originated. During an interview conducted by authorities on the morning following the incident, Mr. Jacob Crabtree stated that he and his wife had eaten dinner together at their residence on the evening in question. According to Mr. Crabtree, he subsequently fell asleep in his recliner while watching his usual nightly television programs. He further explained that under normal circumstances, Mrs. Crabtree would awaken him so they could retire to bed together. However, on this particular night, he remained asleep, possibly due to the quantity of alcohol he had consumed, and did not regain consciousness until early morning, when he was awakened by law enforcement officers at the front door. At that time, Mr. Crabtree reported that he was unaware Mrs. Crabtree had even left the house. He later discovered a handwritten note left on the kitchen table. The note was written on an unmarked sheet of paper and appeared to be in Mrs. Crabtree's handwriting, though the script was noticeably less controlled and more erratic than her typical penmanship. The message contained a single word: carousel. When questioned regarding whether his wife had exhibited any unusual behavior earlier that day prior to the events of that evening, the witness initially responded in the negative. After pausing to reflect, however, he amended his statement, indicating that she had been repeatedly listening to a peculiar audio recording throughout the day. The recording, reportedly a 30-second excerpt of children from her preschool class singing an unusual song, was played on a cassette tape continuously. He noted that the tape remained playing even as she prepared dinner and was only turned off when it was time to eat. The cassette tape player that the subject had been using to both record and replay the children's song was identified as the same device recovered at the scene of the fire. The recorder was found positioned on the ground in front of the burning structure, encircled by the children, and was actively recording audio of the incident. It is believed that the subject, identified as Crabtree, placed the recorder at that location prior to entering the building and intentionally setting it on fire. Warning, shocking footage ahead. Although a complete autopsy could not be conducted due to the extreme state of the damage caused by the fire, Jenora's remains were largely skeletal. Her body was nonetheless subjected to a thorough forensic examination. Her mouth was found fixed in an open position consistent with a scream, preserved by charred tissue. This physical evidence supports the conclusion that she died while screaming, as corroborated by the audio recording recovered from the scene. The tape recovered from the tape recorder contained two distinct audio recordings. The first was the original audio captured at the preschool, which included children singing what has been identified as the Imaginary Ernie song. The second recording, beginning approximately 32 seconds after the conclusion of the first, captured audio from the night of the fire. The second recording is believed to have begun when Mrs. Crabtree approached the preschool, placed the recorder on the ground, and initiated the recording before entering the building. The audio captures a sequence of events consistent with this theory. Her initial footsteps, repeated utterances of the word carousel, the sounds of doors opening and closing, ambient noises from within the structure, and the onset of the fire. Notably, the recording also captures what appear to be the footsteps of children gradually approaching and surrounding the recorder, followed by another rendition of the Ernie song. Amidst these sounds, the scream of Jenora Crabtree can be distinctly heard as the fire intensifies. The following is a long-form excerpt from the original cassette tape recovered from the scene. Caution is advised, as the contents of this recording are graphic and may be distressing.
The carousel, 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 the carousel, 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 carousel. The carousel, 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 the carousel, 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 carousel. The carousel, carousel, carousel.
Transcript excerpt, April 9th, 1991. Coroner's office interview recording. Interview between Detective Harold Brown, Dr. Ellis Mercer, medical examiner, Frank Willett, night security, FW. Begin recording.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Dr. Mercer, you conducted what was left of the autopsy on Jenora Crabtree, correct?
I did. If you can call it that, there wasn't much left to examine. Just partial skeletal remains. Fragments of mandible, long bones, blackened, brittle, and the skull, partially intact, heat fractured.
And this was after the fire at the preschool?
Correct.
Okay, and Frank, you were on duty that night?
Yeah, graveyard shift. Just me, the monitors, and the dead. Like usual.
All right, so walk me through what happened.
I left the lab at what, Frank, maybe 10:30?
Closer to 11.
Fine, 11. Everything locked down, remains sealed in cold storage, and nothing unusual.
And then
there's the tape.
The surveillance tape.
Right, standard reel-to-reel monitoring, records every lab, every hallway. Next morning I'm doing playback, just routine, and I see something on the B-Wing feed, Lab 3 autopsy room.
Timestamp?
2:17 a.m.
And what did you see?
A clown.
Excuse me?
A clown. Pale, smiling, staticky looking, like parts of him didn't sit right in the frame, just there, standing beside the exam table.
With Jenora's remains laid out.
Hold on, you're saying the body was out of storage?
But that's the thing, one frame, drawer shut, next frame, body's on the table, like someone set it up.
Not set, arranged.
Arranged how?
Bent over in this hunched sitting position, like a doll slumped in a corner, skull facing sideways, jaw hanging open,
He had it posed next to her, arm around her shoulders, head tilted, grinning.
Like prom night.
Jesus.
And then gone.
What do you mean gone?
I mean, it flickered maybe 5 seconds tops. Frame skips. One blink. Clown's there. Another blink. Empty table. Body back in the drawer. Drawer closed like it never happened.
No signs of forced entry?
Nothing. Doors locked from the inside. No alarms tripped. Nothing on any other camera.
The lab was freezing cold the next morning, colder than standard. And
Tell him about the note.
Note?
left on the autopsy table, scrap of paper, cardstock maybe, grease smudged, written in smeared red crayon.
What did it say?
She won't be long.
And you're sure this wasn't some prank, some sick bastard pulling a stunt?
Detective, you just need to watch the footage.
I've been here 12 years, Brown. I've seen kids shoot themselves in the head. I've seen the things people do to each other. But this wasn't right.
It wasn't human.
And whatever it was, it knew her name.
All right, we're going to log this footage as evidence. I want copies sent to my office, and I want that note bagged and printed. And for God's sake, I want every inch of that lab swept for prints.
In the aftermath of the tragic fire at Big Red Apple Preschool, a blaze that claimed the life of Jenora Crabtree, new and unsettling details continue to emerge. Authorities confirmed that the 7 children enrolled at the preschool were reportedly outside the building at the time of the fire. According to multiple eyewitnesses, the children were seen standing together, singing what has been described as an eerie, nursery rhyme-like song in perfect unison as the structure burned behind them. Following the incident, the children were transported to the Merritt Island Police Department where they were safely reunited with their parents. However, investigators report that since the event, all 7 children have remained completely nonverbal, refusing to speak or provide any explanation regarding the events of that night. The only communication from the children, according to officials, has come in the form of unsettling, crude drawings, many of which depict what appears to be a clown figure. As a precautionary measure, and out of concern for their well-being, the children have since been transferred to the Merritt Island Children's Ward for further observation and care. Authorities stress that, while the children have not been charged with any crime, their behavior and the circumstances surrounding the fire suggest that they may hold critical information regarding the tragedy. Investigators continue to search for answers as this deeply disturbing case develops. We will bring you more updates as they become available.
Detective Brown, Brevard County Sheriff's Office, audio log, personal record in the event that, in the event this is needed. It's been hours since I left the coroner's office. Since that interview with the medical examiner and the night guard, and I can't shake this feeling, this wrongness. It's sitting on me like a weight I can't get off my chest. I've got the cassette tape and recorder with me, the same one found at the fire, the same one Crabtree used to record that song. I've played it over and over and over again, trying to make sense of what I saw, what I heard, trying to understand anything because the kids aren't talking, the parents don't know a damn thing, and the staff at Big Red Apple just keep going on about this clown the kids are obsessed with. Is it the same clown from the footage at the morgue? Is it even possible? What the hell was that? What is this thing? What's the connection between that thing and that song? Imaginary Ernie. God, that song! I can't stop thinking about it. I keep finding myself thinking about the morgue, about going back there, back to where the clown was, where Jenora Crabtree's body still is. It feels like I'm being pulled there, like something is reaching out, and I want to go. I need to go, and that scares me. I'm recording this now in case something happens to me, before I go back, before I do whatever it is I feel like I have to do. I'm taking the recorder. I'm taking the tape. I don't know why. I just know I have to.
We are following developing reports tonight as the Brevard County Coroner's Office is currently engulfed in flames. Fire crews are on scene working urgently to contain and extinguish the blaze. Details remain limited at this hour, but what we can confirm is that the fire appears to have fully overtaken the facility. Authorities have not yet released information regarding the cause of the fire or whether there are any injuries. We will continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates as more information becomes available.
Merritt Island Police Department. Internal memo. Subject, Brevard County Coroner's Office incident. Active investigation. Update. Classification, internal use only, do not distribute. The Brevard County Coroner's Office was completely destroyed by fire. Detective Brown was confirmed to be inside the building at the time of the incident. He was the only living individual present within the structure. According to the lone on-duty security guard, efforts were made to dissuade Detective Brown from his actions after observing him pouring accelerant, believed to be gasoline, throughout both the morgue and on his person. Despite repeated attempts to intervene, the security guard was ultimately forced to evacuate the premises for his own safety. Detective Brown proceeded to ignite the accelerant, resulting in his death and the total loss of the building. Notably, investigators recovered a cassette tape recorder positioned outside the perimeter of the destroyed coroner's office. This device is identical in type and appearance to the cassette recorder recovered from the preschool fire incident. A preliminary review confirms the device was actively recording audio from the scene. A disturbing similarity to the circumstances of the preschool fire. Due to the expanding and highly unusual nature of this case, a new lead detective will be assigned to oversee the investigation moving forward. Further details will be provided as they become available. Reminder, this information is strictly confidential and intended solely for Merritt Island Police Department personnel. Unauthorized disclosure or sharing of this information is strictly prohibited. Merritt Island Police Department. Internal case notes. Subject, surveillance footage, Brevard County Coroner's Office, incident. Notification confidential, for official use only. Surveillance footage has been obtained from a security camera mounted on a building adjacent to the Brevard County Coroner's Office. The footage was voluntarily provided to law enforcement by the property owner in an effort to assist with the ongoing investigation. On review, the content of the footage is both troubling and highly unusual. Although the security camera in question is a fixed position, static device, the video appears to display movement, seemingly tracking or following the subject captured within the frame. At this time, there is no technical explanation for this anomaly. There is no further information available regarding this footage at present. Analysis is ongoing. This video footage is considered sensitive evidence. It is not to be shared, reproduced, or distributed in any capacity without explicit authorization from the Merritt Island Police Department.
And that concludes Tape 2 of the curious case of Imaginary Ernie. Compared to what we uncovered in Tape 1, this presentation was something else entirely. Internal reports, external footage, Merritt Island Police Department memos that were never meant for public eyes, archived news broadcasts, personal recordings, and perhaps most unsettling of all, footage that appears in one way or another to capture Ernie himself. Real? Fake? Some worked in between? That's not for me to say, but what is clear is that Tape 2 paints a much larger and far more disturbing picture of the chaos that surrounded this case, or rather, cases. And yes, you likely noticed the recommended audio beeps layered over any clips containing the so-called Ernie song. That was deliberate. Not out of paranoia, out of pattern. Too many strange incidents, too many unsettling stories, all tied back to people who listened to that song unfiltered. If you come across any version without those safety tones, do not listen. I can't stress that enough. We'll get deeper into the song's dark reputation when we reach Tape 3. Until then, be cautious, be smart, and for your own sake, don't go looking for Ernie.